Welcome to your favorite show. Obviously, this is not Wednesday night, which podcasters typically we do this live every Wednesday, but we decide to do a special Christopher Colombo episode because many of you didn't have any work today. If you're in the United States, you're honoring one of the greatest heroes of mankind, Christopher Columbus, and we're going to talk about that today. It's important to know if this is your first time viewing, put it in the chats. You are live right here, right now. If you're on YouTube, if you're a Facebooker, and if you're on Rockfin. All right? The Right Show has been cleverly described by one of my fans as a support group for normal people. The kind of people who work in hospitals, lawyers, doctors, firemen, and Southwest Airlines pilots. We're going to talk about all that and more today. But first, let's do a quick subscriber check. I want you, if you're on YouTube, to go into the subscription area and see if you're still subscribed to Kvon Comedy. The channel has not grown in 3 weeks, which many people might say, well, this channel didn't grow for 3 weeks. Oh, call 911. You have to understand, I was gaining 1,000 subscribers a day for the last 7 months. For it to come to a screeching halt, I must ask, did I get less funny? Did I get more stupid? Am I speaking Bidenese, where no one is able to understand me anymore? What is going on? Please tell me in the chats what is happening now. One thing I want you guys to put down is, where are you from? And have you seen Dave Chappelle's new comedy special? The reason I ask where you're from is if I start seeing cities that keep popping up, I know I should probably go there. Or, as one of our commenters already asked, when will you ever come to Zanies? You should come to Zanies. Well, thank you, Lisa. But Nashville Zanies is already listed on my tour dates. How many of my viewers right now don't know I'm coming to your town in the next 30 days? Wouldn't that be a shame? So please put in the comments, and maybe my viewers can tell each other, you know he's gonna be there. Durr. And that will help. Now, I have seen Chappelle's special. Let me look in the comments and see what you guys are saying. Some people are saying they have seen it. Some viewers are saying they have not. We have Australians in the house. Superfly said Chappelle had a mic drop ending and it blew his mind. And the Australians have not seen the Chappelle special. Fair enough, fair enough. I saw it. I've watched much of Chappelle's work. Chappelle's special was not LOL funny. There were some very novice jokes. There were some jokes I might have thought of in my first 4 years of comedy. And here I am at year 15, and I'm watching the greatest of all time going, he's having fun up there. But he did not put a ton of effort into some of these jokes. However, I love that it triggered the radical left. What more can you ask for? Therefore, I must give Chappelle's special 5 stars times 2 just for making everybody cry. Because now we have a very interesting situation happening. We have a black comedic icon who has drawn a line in the sand and said, I'm going to keep making fun of everybody, including the LGBTQBENDET. Do you know what I mean? Remember that song? Well, every one of those letters is now a person. By the way, that is not a community. There's no community there. It's just a group of various people who have various different sexual orientations and fetishes. And somehow, someone on the radical left decided we could all join hands and be the same group. They are not the same group. They are not a community. Half of them don't agree with the ones trying to cancel Dave Chappelle. The other half do agree they should cancel Dave Chappelle. Some of these people are just mentally ill and just hate everything that they feel threatened by. Therefore, 5 stars times 2, 10 stars to Dave Chappelle. And if you thought his special was edgy or free speaking or a mic drop moment, I highly encourage you to come check out my comedy tour. because I've done those kind of jokes for the last 5-10 years and more, and my new hour I would put right up against his. Is that too much? Well, I'm sorry. That's just being honest. Today is Christopher Columbus Day. As we record this, we will be discussing the homeless. We will tell you the meaning of Let's Go Brandon, if you still haven't figured that out. And we're going to highlight some jobs we would never let Biden do. It all happens right here. And this is not the Tonight Show, the Ellen Show, the Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Oprah Show. This is the right show. You're at the right place at the right time. So here we go. This show would not be possible without a few sponsors. As you can see, this hooded sweatshirt I'm wearing says, "Thanks God," and we always say, "Thanks God," to our sponsors. I have a question. Do any of you or any family members take turmeric as a daily supplement? I've started taking it. I'm sponsored by a turmeric company, and even if this turmeric is like an extra $2 or $3, the company's based out of America. They're sponsoring your favorite half-Persian comedian. They're a good group. I hope you will indeed try this turmeric. Order some for a family member today. If you have joint pain, muscle soreness, digestive problems, or just difficulty concentrating, then you might need Active Adams turmeric curcuminoids. This is a high dosage of turmeric extract which promotes a healthy inflammation response. Each capsule contains 15 times more turmeric extract than other turmeric supplements. And for each bottle you purchase, Active Adams donates to help fight sex trafficking. This is a company that actually stands for freedom, whether it's freedom from inflammation, freedom of speech, or freedom from modern day slavery. Visit activeadams.com and enter Kvon10 at checkout for your 10% discount and help fight inflammation while living with freedom. There you have it. Enter Kvon10 on the website. Even if it's a couple dollars more or a couple dollars less than Costco, remember, Costco's the place that makes you wear a mask, makes you leave your dog in the car, makes you yell at your mom she's coming at the wrong time. These are senior citizen hours and you're not supposed to be here. You could kill everyone. Order online, throw in the discount code, and help a good American company. Super chats are the way I highlight your comments. If you do a super chat, it's like a tip in the bucket. It allows me to see your comments bigger and brighter than everyone else. If you don't use that, I've had to add several other ways like GoFundMe, Venmo, and Cashapp just to receive a little hat tip from you for putting on the show each and every week. We have some comments. Angelique, number 1, says, "I snort turmeric." Damn, girl. AG says, "Don't pressure to inject yourself and your kids with an injection." Helen Tran is back after a 3-week sabbatical. We haven't seen her in a while. We thought she hated us or became a radical leftist, but it is good to see her. Sydney Long says, "Today I got some merchandise with your cute face on it." Interesting. I don't have any merchandise with my face on it. Oh, I see what she's saying. Sydney Long is saying you need to get merchandise with your cute face on it. No, because no matter how you draw my face, it's not going to look good on a sweatshirt. Too fuzzy. Not happening. Let's go. At least Kvon's honest, and wish your numbers were better in Oregon, Northern California. Easier to get it to a stand-up show. It's so funny you say that because I am going to Northern California. This is what we were talking about earlier, folks. People telling me I wish you'd go to Nashville. There's already a Nashville date on the calendar. People saying I wish you had better numbers in Northern California or Oregon. I was just in Oregon 2 weeks ago, and I have a huge show in San Jose as well as Sacramento, which if you're driving from Oregon, 2-3 hours, no traffic. It's not on a busy day. Let's just go ahead and talk about the upcoming tour dates. Huntington Beach and La Jolla are this week. Let's sell out the comedy clubs so they bring us back. Okay, let's do it. Let's make it the biggest, best, one of the brightest, one of the greatest shows you've ever seen. Believe me. Okay, we can do that. We can go to Dallas. We're going to go to Oxnard. Houston, Texas. I love that place. One of the greatest. Nashville, Las Vegas, my hometown. There's a Trump Tower there. It's the tallest building in all of Las Vegas. Pretty sure about that. We can check. They're going to kill me if I'm wrong. You know they will. Those fake people right over there. And San Jose, Sacramento, Miami, and Philly. If your date is not there, go on, put on a private event. That's what you need to do, folks. If the date is not there, do a private event. I had Kansas reach out to me. They said, hey, you want to do a show in a high school gym? I'm going. Colorado and Myrtle Beach are bringing me. Those are not on my website because those are not public. So you need to get 20, 30, 40 of your friends and say, while you're in Myrtle Beach, Kvon, come on down to my house. We'll give you that gin and juice, laid back with the mind on the money and the money on the mind. All right, let's get into this show. We've goofed around quite enough. Remember, stuck at 335,000 subscribers. Not sure why. Thanks a lot, YouTube. We're going to break this algorithm. We're not giving up. I want you to force the like button down to the ground as if you're a Southwest flight. Help us go viral. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Southwest grounded 28% of their flights over the weekend, causing massive turmoil. Now, why did the flights get grounded? Their initial response was that, well, there was really bad weather in Florida. Blaming Florida. But the good people of Florida took pictures and photos and viral videos and said, our weather's fine. So Southwest had to backtrack and say, well, and we had a shortage of some airline employees. You lost almost 30% of your flights. What happened at the same time, at the same day, that caused this massive shortage? Many believe the pilots are refusing to fly. A little strike because of the mandatory boosty boost mandate, where the first responder nurses fired, and now they're going to put the National Guard in the New York hospitals. What do they know about nursing? By the way, National Guard is not required to have the boosty boost until the end of November, from what I've been told. And yet you fire the nurses the beginning of October and replace them with people who still do not have the boosty boost. Not good. Well, one thing you don't know about pilots is many of them are ex-military. These are honorable people, Southwest pilots, good dudes, and they decided not to fly. I've seen photos of them dangling a "Don't Tread on Me" flag out the window. I saw one father of 5. He put his head down so you couldn't tell who it was. He said, I'm a Southwest pilot, father of 5. I've been fired because I don't want to take a mandatory injection that I don't need. Unbelievable. This might be the catalyst, the airline industry, the health workers, the police, all coming together, maybe, for a fascist evil dictator like bumbling Biden to pull back from this mandatory boosty boost. However, I don't know if that will happen because no one expects Biden to even live much longer. So they are going to use him to ram every horrible policy, take every single bad policy they've ever wanted and just march with it. And when he's gone, then the next politician won't get blamed for any of it, but it'll be fully in effect. Do you agree with me? Do you think that's what they're doing? Are they using the scapegoat to kill him with their bad ideas and send him on his way to the grave with it? That is what I believe. When we come back, we're going to talk about the last trip to California, what I saw, and will it be different this time? There's no way to tell until I get there. We'll find out. Let's catch up on a few comments here. This is the point of the show. Not only am I running a little talk show here, we're also including you. We have a North Korean who somehow pops in. Nobody knows how he does it, but each week he's here. He must be on some kind of a illegal internet. Michael Palmer is agreeing, saying, Kvon, you are correct. Luna Walker also gives me the 100% agreement. This is why I do the show. When I can get 100% agreement from my own friends and fans, that's my favorite party in the world. Diabolical plan. Mandates, orders, requirements are not laws. So people are deciding what to do here with this. Okay, now as you know, I'm heading to California. San Diego, Orange County, Oxnard. That is the next 3 days of comedy tour dates coming up. Last time I was in California, there were tent cities everywhere. Not a tent or two. These people are here to stay. They've put up quite a production. The same people that wanted to ban little straws because a little straw could fall in the ocean. Okay. There's a full blown campsite full of trash, shopping carts, dirty laundry, bathroom feces, old tents, new tents, middle aged tents, people throwing cans, rubber, boosty boosts all over the beach. But at least there's no straw. So you start to look at this and you start to ask yourself, if you were already pretty poor and someone was going to give you a credit card to buy food with, and you could just pull up a tent on the beach and nobody would ask you to leave, get you to straighten out your life, or kick you out or light a little fire under your butt, and there's free food and lunch and showers every now and then if you so choose, would you ever leave your beachfront property? I mean, these are not stupid people. I don't believe they're homeless. I think they are home resistant. They literally have made the choice to live a vagabond lifestyle so that any dollar that comes into their possession, they could spend on something they find more important than rent. You can't tell me the rent is too high because I was in a fraternity. When you can't afford rent, you get two buddies and you live in a one-bedroom place together. One guy's living in the living room. You got bunk beds in the bedroom. That's three. And if times get really tough, you bring a fourth to sleep in the closet. This is frat style. Now, these are homeless adults? No, these are home resistant people who've decided, why would I want to put that much effort into paying for a place? The ocean's right there. The tent is here. And if someone hands me a $20 bill when I'm panhandling, I can buy something I like better with that. What do they like better than a home? The problem with leftists is they can't think like the person they're trying to help. First, you have to get into their psyche, unwind it from there, and fix the problem. But instead, they just, let's throw more money. Let's just give them a house. Let's give them a steak. That doesn't solve the problem. What do the home resistant prefer more than paying $400 a month for rent? Because anyone can come up with $400 rent. You can stand on the corner and get $5 an hour for the month, and you could come up with $400 by the end of the month. So what do they like better? Let's see if you guys know. Tiffany gets it right. Drugs. K.E. Wolf with a super chat. K.E. Wolf says, correct, Kvon. Here in San Francisco, plastic straws and sugary sodas are considered more deadly than poop and hypodermic needles. Disgusting. Shane Kerwood says they have homes they're building. They are literally building their own homes in the underpasses and ramps on the freeway. That's right. These are professional vagrants. And Laura says, exactly. Well, I'm headed there, and I'm going to tell you what. San Diego gets sketchy in certain areas, but La Jolla is beautiful. Then Orange County is nice in most areas except for the overcrowded urban parts. Then LA is a mess right now. And Oxnard, from what I've seen, is beautiful. So that's where I'm going to head out. That is where I'm going to head to on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is Oxnard. Now, the reason they are the home resistant, not homeless, is because they have chosen 95. Now, there's always that one, someone will drag out, well, what about this one lady? Okay. 95% of this homeless problem is a home resistant problem because life is better with whatever they're choosing over the $400 a month rent. Now, Washington, D.C. was the last place I was at where I ran into a lot of home resistant people. Our nation's fine capital. And would you believe there was a little park and homes near the river? Each home was $5 million or more. Old buildings. And I saw tents right in front of the sidewalk. And I thought, my goodness. So I told the Uber driver, look at they put the tents right in front of the $5 million homes. I go, that's horrible. You know what? I bet those homeowners are pretty upset about that. Too bad the cops won't do anything. Do you know what the Uber driver told me? He's like, my friend, the police came to kick them out. And the homeowners came out and shooed the police away and said, let them stay. This is their place too. We all must live in this earth together. The homeowners put up a strike to keep the police from removing the vagrants from their $5 million homes. That is what happens in radical left communities. Not fixing the problem, but creating a much worse problem for years and years to come. So find me on tour. These are the cities. And for my podcasters, La Jolla, Huntington, Dallas, Oxnard, Houston, Nashville, Las Vegas, San Jose, Sacramento, and our newest additions, Miami and Philly. Since you guys are tuning in, I'm going to give away 5 free tickets to Oxnard and 5 free tickets to Las Vegas. You can send your friends, but you have to email me info@KvonComedy.com. I'm giving away about $200 worth of free tickets on a Monday night in celebration of Christopher Colombo. When we come back, terms and definitions and video time. So, terms and definitions. From now on, instead of FJB, which is a chant that has a very bad word in it, we don't need to say it. We will say, let's go Brandon. Now, if you don't know what Let's Go Brandon is and why did FJB become Let's Go Brandon, I have this quick little video to help inform you so that you don't have to be confused. You are in the know because you watch the right show. Go. Let's go Brandon. Now, do you understand why it's Let's Go Brandon now? Let me tell you. There was a NASCAR or Formula One racer, some sort of a car driver, and he had won the race, and he was so excited, and the stands erupted in a cheer. And it was clearly F. Joe Biden. And the newscaster was such a pandering fool that she's like, well, we can hear the chants. Oh, everyone's saying, let's go Brandon. And he's like, yeah, it's great to win and it feels good. She's like, well, I'm just so excited to hear everyone chanting, let's go Brandon. Back to you in the studio, Steve.
Thank you to all of our partners. Oh my God, it's just such an unbelievable moment.
Brandon, you also told me, as you can hear the chants from the crowd, let's go Brandon. Brandon, you told me you were going to kind of hang back those first 2 stages and just watch and learn. What did you learn that helped you there in those closing laps?
Clearly was not chanting, let's go Brandon. So now every conservative, moderate, even liberal makes fun of Biden by saying, let's go Brandon. So now you know where that came from. And the final term you need to know, let's get Biden to quit, or let's go Brandon to the Quickie Mart. You can pick one of these up on my website, kvon.tv, under the shop. There's only a few left. They have been popular. Oh, you guys are back so soon. I was enjoying a delicious beverage from my LGBT mug. Let's go Brandon team. Cutie. Why don't you guess in the comments what I'm drinking from this mug? It's always something new, a new beverage in here. What do you think it is today? I'll tell you, it is delicious. It is the taste of money falling from the skies. Little hints of that in there because Let's Go Brandon has become the most famous chat. Let's Go Brandon has become the most famous chant in the United States of America and now the world. People in Japan, Australia, England, Africa, all rallying around Let's Go Brandon. It shows you that this guy might not be the most popular president of all time. And in order to help people show their pride, I can't always just have Tank's God gear. I had to come up with something very appropriate for the hour. And that's how we came up with this. I hope you'll order at least one item tonight.
Hey guys, this is Owen Wilson, and I've got a really exciting offering for you. Make sure to get your Let's Go Brandon merchandise. This is a NASCAR driver that shocked the world, and we got to keep it classy. We can't be saying bad words in public, so we say Let's Go Brandon, and everybody knows what we mean. There's mugs, hoodies, and more. Then while you're at the KvonComedy shop, show your support for the LGBTQ movement, and let's get Biden to quit. When your friends see these items, they're going to go, wow, it's going to be great.
I can't believe Owen Wilson dropped in just to do a voiceover for my new items. That was so cool of him. I was like, wow, you didn't have to do that. It's unbelievable. We're going to catch up on these comments. Green juice, that's what it was last week. Diane says, I cherish my LGBTQ shirt. And Victoria had no idea who this Brandon was. She thought it was a football player this whole time. That's why we do the right show, to get everyone on the same page so we can continue to be a support group for normal people. Universal Woman said, you sound just like Owen Wilson. Is that right? You really can hear Owen when I'm talking? That's amazing. Wow, you guys are really cool. I like that. All right, it is time to move along with this show. We have to talk about the conservatives versus leftists. We do this every single week. And I hope you will put in the comments what you think the difference between a conservative versus a leftist is. While you're doing that, the rest of you, I need you to attack your thumbs up button like you're Biden's German Shepherd who mysteriously disappeared. Where is that dog? Who let that dog out? Now, they say the dog went to Delaware. That's what my parents told me when my dog passed away. Oh, Sparky? Sparky went to Delaware. You have to remember, one of the big criticisms of Donald Trump was, from the radical left, he doesn't even have a dog. He's one of the only presidents that didn't have a dog. What's the matter with, what kind of a man doesn't have a dog? A New Yorker who's lived in apartments his whole life? There are many New Yorkers who have dogs. Not all of them are into it, okay? Now, the big plus about Biden was, and he has 2 German Shepherds. The first one bit somebody, bit the trainer, bit the... I don't know who was raised worse. I want you to help me in the comments. Who was raised worse? Biden's dog or Biden's son? Because every misbehavior of Biden's dog, I've seen the same thing from Hunter. Biting people, making a mess, going to the bathroom in public. There's no difference. If I told you everything that the dog did wrong, but didn't tell you who did it, you would assume it was Hunter. All right, moving right along. Let's see the difference between conservatives and leftists. DBZ comes in with, conservatives need to pick up the pitchforks. It's Halloween season after all. Jaden's Gigi says, that wasn't fair, Kvon. Dogs don't smoke crack. Good point. You guys are hilarious. I like when you guys take over the comedy so I can kick back. Biden's dog can't paint, though. I bet Biden's dog, if you put paint on his tail and just let it wag, come up with something better than Hunter's $500,000 offerings. Ooh, that would be an interesting Disney movie. What if this whole time Hunter Biden was the German Shepherd? Like if he doesn't get fed at a certain time or if it's a full moon, turns into the dog, goes to the bathroom, bites the Secret Service. The moon comes out. He's back to Hunter. You have to move him to Delaware, keep him out of the public eye, and let him paint with his tail, even when he's stressed and turning back into the German Shepherd. That's a Disney movie waiting to happen. Big money. The Hunter Shepherd story. I think you guys like that. And you could see like Hunter like just humping a girl, and when she looks back, it's the dog. She's like, ah! Then he bites her and runs off. I mean, this could go places, folks. You come up with it. Angelique, number 1, says conservatives preserve, lefties perverve. Very good. I like that. Well, it is now time for my answer. I came up with a very easy one this week. Conservatives versus leftists. Conservatives are liberal. Leftists are fascist authoritarian bullies who hide behind their loser status. You just have to think about it. The reason you would try to convince the world you're a complete loser all the time, you are a minority, you are not equal, you need help with getting into college, you need a better job even though you didn't earn it, is because there's power in being a loser for the left. And all we have to do is say, no, we're not going to hire losers here. The left is addicted to being losers. Conservatives just want to be liberal. That means if you're a loser, okay, that was your choice. You can be home resistant. We would prefer you did this, stayed off the drugs, didn't drink to excess, got yourself on your feet, your own 2 feet, shaved your face, went to work, showed up every day on time. But if you don't want to do that, that's up to you. That's why conservatives are true liberals. You do you, I'll do me. But if things don't work out, then I don't owe you anything. You made your bed, now you lie in it. And we know that. Let's unwind here with a little bit of a fake insurrection. As you know, the Capitol was not under attack. There were 300,000 people there. Had they wanted to, they could have gone through every one of those buildings and beheaded every single person, man, woman, child, congressperson. If that were meant to be a deadly insurrection, a coup, there would not be a single police officer left living. Every single gun would have been ripped from the hands. This has happened in other countries. At a certain point, 300,000 people simply can overpower the 1,000 armed guards guarding the Capitol. And at a certain point, the armed guards would drop their weapons and run. Well, since there was no insurrection, we get to watch this with a sense of irony and laughter. The Capitol insurrection. A fake production brought to you by Democrats. Enjoy. Just like that, all the Democrats who supported the mostly peaceful riots of the summer, they realized it wasn't so peaceful after all. So what did they do? Step 1, they have now erected a fence or wall around the Capitol. Why? Because walls work and they know it. Step 2, they've called that little siege a huge problem. They are against rioting and protests that turn violent for the first time all year. Step 3, they now have a perfect alibi to not have an inauguration in public, which is important because if you have an inauguration in public for a man who got 84 million votes, aka Joe Biden, who no one even knows his full name. Joe what? What's his middle name? Anybody? Without Googling it, most of you didn't know. Joe R. Biden, who has 84 million fans, can no longer have an inauguration outside because it would look pretty weird when they had those circles and there was 14 people. I noticed that our terms are taking off right here. From now on, if anyone brings up the homeless, that sounds like someone who is less because they don't have a home. But these are home resistant. They are allergic to homes. They don't want anything to do with it. They are home intolerant. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take the language back and we're going to give everything a clever name, just like the left does. The left will give the name Black Lives Matter. Like, that sounds nice. What do? They cry about everything. They destroy your neighborhood. They show up and they egg your house. They break into your fence. And if you come out with the gun and be like, what do you guys want? Then they take your livelihood, sue you, and demand your property. But other than that, what a great name. Did I mention they rob every Target they see? Plus, they need new purses from Louis Vuitton. They're home allergic. That's right. They're home intolerant and they're home resistant. Okay, let's move on. Does anyone here speak Bidenese? The reason I ask is because sometimes old Joe will start talking, and I have spoke English my entire life, but I find myself lost, confused, perplexed, and I'm wondering, are we speaking the same language? Once I realized we are not. He is speaking a different dialect, not Ebonics, but Joebonics. Or Bidenese. Joebonics is the hood term for what he says. Bidenese is the literal and scholastic terminology for the language. And I'm going to give you an example of Bidenese, and you tell me what the heck Joe Bonix is saying.
Oh, hello there. It is your favorite half Persian, half journalist, Kvon, coming to you with the latest Biden interview. Could you please tell me, what is this guy talking about? I know most of you tune it out, but you have to see this.
Also, we've got state leadership here. Lieutenant Governor Julius here, Stratton, and the Ohio, Pennsylvania. I'm from Pennsylvania. The Illinois president of Don Harmon, State Senator Laura Murphy, State Rep Martin Moylan, and we got great labor leaders here too. Tim, where's Tim? There you go, Tim. Thank you, pal. AFL-CIO State President, and Jeff Isaacson, United Brotherhood of Carpenters, and Don Finn, IBW, and Robert Reiter, R-E-I-T-E-R, Reader. You know, if I can digress for just a second, last night I was on the television. I was on the telephone. You know, at any rate.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Bidenese. I want to know in the comments what business you would not let Biden run. For instance, I would not let Biden serve ice cream on a weekend. I would not let Biden walk my dogs. I would not let Biden answer the phones for my business for 1 hour on a Monday. You go ahead and put it in the comments. I'm going to get a kick out of reading these. Oh, and if you want to see my live tour dates, kvon.TV. I'm going to so many cities, I can't even remember them all. I'm having a Biden moment just thinking about it. And remember, if you make a donation, just say, I'm trying to learn Bidenese in the comments. You can do that on GoFundMe, PayPal, Venmo, Cashapp, or subscribe on Locals and Patreon. We'll see you next time.
I just figured out how to speak like Biden. You just kind of know energy, and you just run through a story. You know, I was over there in Scranton and Bob Villa over there with the guy. You know, he was. What am I saying? God bless you. You know, the other day I was over there. You know, my father told me, he said, "Joey, what you do is you never, Anyways, I'm running out of time. I should get going now. Yeah, but not a joke. What? It's a long run on. Lost. That is Joe Bonix for you. I'm starting to clue in on how to speak that stupid. It is not easy, folks, but I'm going to get it down. I'm going to keep working on it and lose brain cells while I do. Now, one of the trivia questions we asked was, what job would you not let Biden do? And that was last week's video. It now has 25,000 views. By the way, my videos used to get 200,000 views. So someone's putting a kink in my large hose. Okay. So they've kinked my big hose. I got 25,000 views, not 250. That video was hilarious, but the comments were off the charts. And I printed off a list of my favorite things you guys said you would not let Biden do. Now, here we have people saying in the chats right now, Asneve Angel says, I would not let Joe Biden collect my mail. Probably a good choice. You would lose your mail. Anthony Barton says, I would not let Biden babysit my goldfish. Yes, because you'd be down a goldfish. So these were the best ones I got. Tell me what you think in the chats if you agree with these. The person named Joe Byer is a racist liar wrote, I wouldn't trust Biden to watch my wet towel dry. Interesting. Let me tell you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8 of these. Okay, here we go. DB writes in, I wouldn't let him be a tour guide to grounds of the White House, where he's now lived for a full year, because he wouldn't be able to find his way around. True. And he lived right next door when Joe Obama was in office. So he's been around the White House since he was like 25. He still can't find his way around. Rick Nelson writes, I would not let Biden wash my car, but I do think he would make a great crash test dummy. A lot of you agree with that. Frank Rizzo, I won't let him clean my toilet without a lifeguard present. Very funny, very funny. Rhonda Daisy wrote, I wouldn't let Biden out of the dementia wing of the home he's living in. True. That would be the, what is that, the West Wing? I don't know where he sleeps. The basement wing? They should have a show called The Basement Wing. Dun, dun, dun. This week on The Basement Wing. Oh, now hold on. You see, now my friend there over there, Don Wilson, I got to tell you, work with him over there in Scranton, there, Ford plant, union guy, good union guy, too. You got to understand there. But what am I saying? God bless you. I don't know. If I'm running out of time, folks, I got to get going. Dad Ron Beardsman writes, I wouldn't let Biden run a lemonade stand. Remember, that's typically a job for 8-year-olds. Sour Diesel wrote, I would not let Biden play Santa Claus at the mall. Probably a very good choice for legal reasons. And don't let Biden, Hunter, that other one there. Don't let him near the kids either. All right. And the final one comes in. The Zombie Creeper writes, I would not let Biden run my country. Thank you. So those are the answers we got. And if you agree with the list, great. If we missed any, put it down. Next week, I'm going to ask an even tougher question. What job would you let Joe Biden do? That one will cause you a lot of tribulation at night, staying up, thinking, what would I let, not what would Jesus do, what would I let Biden do? Think about it. We'll be back. Catching up with some comments. Goldfish was the winning one, according to Miss Winnie. Good to hear. Shane Kerwood liked the mic drop moment we just had. Joe likes ice cream so much, Christy Howard calls him Joe a la mode. Universal Woman said I would never let Biden be my hairdresser. And of course, JL4 Jacob says, let's go, Brandon. Can't beat that. All right, now we are doing this on Christopher Columbus Day, not the Indigenous Peoples Day. If the left wants to come up with something cool, they should just invent something cool for once. They did not invent the Boy Scouts, but they destroyed the Boy Scouts. They did not come up with the idea of marriage, but they ruined marriage. They didn't come up with a day for Indigenous people, but they ruined Christopher Columbus Day. And on it goes with the radical left. I encourage them, instead of destroy the Boy Scouts, why didn't you come up with your own thing called leftist scouts? LGB scouts. And the reason is because they know their ideas are bad, and it's much easier to stomp on a sandcastle than to spend all that time creating one. So I want you to put why you love Christopher Columbus in the comments. Because the radical left wants you to hate Christopher Columbus. And most of their knowledge about Christopher Columbus is totally wrong. We don't celebrate Christopher Columbus because how he dealt with indigenous people. We don't celebrate Africa because of how they invented the idea of slavery. We celebrate Africa because of the traditions, the music, the great things that came from it. So why do they only focus on who they consider white people for all their negatives during the time period they lived in, instead of, the music and the way he dressed and the hat and the way he dances and the great food he ate? They don't go there. They just want to tear down. So I will tell you my favorite parts of Christopher Columbus, then I'll read yours. Christopher Columbus was a courageous explorer who risked his life. Could you imagine? Most of you can't even drive to the nearest Starbucks without your GPS. And this guy navigated to parts unknown, great uncertainty, and knowing that when he got there with his, 200 crew members, he might get his you-know-what kicked by whatever tribe was there. You're not even speaking the same language. You don't know if they're hostile, friendly. You're like, I give you fish. For you, what do we have for him? What do we have? I give you shoe. And then you just have to hope that didn't offend anybody and you don't all get murdered. Speaking of getting murdered, Christopher Columbus's own crew almost killed him. So don't act like the people who were exploring, navigating the seas were all on the same page. Let's go kill indigenous people. They didn't even get along on the journey. Like, think about the way your mom and dad used to fight in the front of the van on the way to grandma's house on Thanksgiving. Now add 250 more men. Nobody's showering. No one's bathing. You're on a small boat and you're going to a place you've never seen. You're not even sure is there. And you might get murdered when you get there. And imagine all the fighting that happened. So the radical left can't think historically. They just think, oh, white man came, killed brown man. Oh, I would never have done that. As they sit on their couch waiting for their stimulus check. Christopher Columbus was a great man. He had to influence others to see his vision and believe in it. A vision that he wasn't even sure about himself. That is a leader. That's an entrepreneur. That's a Jeff Bezos of his time. That's an Elon Musk of his time. Imagine in 2,000 years what they're going to say about the great inventors of today, the great space travelers, the great business people of today when you start comparing it to whatever rules they're living by 2,000 years from now. And these people did not necessarily believe in Christopher Columbus's vision, didn't know if it would work, didn't know if it would pan out to go Pan-American. Many of them told him no. So he had to overcome obstacles. That is what is great about Christopher Columbus. And by the way, Christopher Columbus was woke. Christopher Columbus was a woke guy before his time. Because when Italy told him no, he went to England to ask for them to see his vision. That means he was not racist. He was going from race to just find out who wanted to be an explorer with him. England told him no. So where did Christopher Columbus go? Well, he had to go to Spanish-speaking people to convince them of his dream. The original Latinx. So why don't you stupid leftists understand? Not liberals. I'm not liberals. I'm a liberal. Conservatives are liberals. Leftists who want to tear down Columbus know that he was woke way before you were. He went from Italy to England, then down to España to get a boat called the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, fucker. He was a cholo well before his time. One thing about Christopher Columbus is he never made it to the North American continent. So all this hatred and tearing down his statues and screaming at him, he didn't come here and do any of that. He made it to Hispaniola, the West Indies, as they're so incorrectly named because they thought they were close to India by that point. They misjudged the size of the globe. So he calls it the West Indies. A lot of people don't know that Christopher Columbus was not walking around Ohio. He was not marching around DC decapitating Squanto. He didn't do that. He just connected the world, meaning Christopher Columbus was the original internet. Leftists love the internet. That's where they get a lot of their bad ideas. He was the original network. He was better than Zuckerberg. What's that guy's name? Mark Zuckerberg. He was better than Bill Gates. Because before it was easy to just connect computer wires and zip people together, he had to drive a boat to get to and fro several times, by the way. Did he cross that Atlantic? Now, the people who want to cancel Christopher Columbus are the same people who side with losers on every issue. If you see someone in prison, a leftist thinks, we should just let him out. Never mind how many victims he had, how many people he killed, how many people he hurt, how many people's lives he destroyed, how many people he turned away, how many hands he slapped when they tried to offer him that hand. And now he's in the pen. Just let him out. I don't want him. I don't want him in there. So naturally, the left looks at the native indigenous people and thinks, I wish they would have won. I don't know. Because they are addicted to losing. The indigenous people did not win the battle of ideas, but they weren't just sitting here just smoking peace pipes and blowing dandelions. Oh, look, dandelion blow. They were killing each other, fighting each other, decapitating, ripping live hearts out of people. They were just as vicious as anyone else. It just so happened they didn't win this battle. Therefore, the Western idea thrived. The Western advancements technologically thrived. And that is why we have everything we have today, all thanks to Christopher Columbus. Remember, the people who want to cancel Christopher Columbus, they really just want to cancel you. That's a lot to take in. Now, remember, the reason I can say all that out loud is because, one, I don't depend on the mainstream misleadia to be able to run my show. I have you guys here. I am a true liberal. I empathize that indeed the world was different back then, but I still acknowledge that great achievements of the time happened, and all of that happened under Christopher Columbus. Thanks, Chris, and happy Christopher Columbus, not Indigenous Peoples Day. Okay, we're going to see in the comments what you guys were saying, talking behind my back while I was here. Now, a super chat came in, and I am excited who came. You're not going to guess who brought a super chat to me just now. Christopher Kohler. I think it's because I complimented Christopher Columbus so much that Christopher Kohler was liking what he was hearing. Angelique says, off with their heads. Ballnut says, kids jumping on my lap. Vin Lago says, leftists believe the myth of the noble savage. Rosie Rose says, yep, migration and evolution happens. You can't stop it. And so on. All right, great. Danny Bradshaw agrees with me. True liberals are a lot closer to conservatives than you want to think. Absolutely. Now, obviously, when we go down those rabbit holes and I start getting into it, just slapping leftists around, I need to step back and cleanse myself with comedy. Allow comedy to detoxify your body with comedy and laughter. This clip comes to us from a few years back when I was selected to perform on a TV show that highlighted comedians. This one's very fun, and I know you're going to laugh. And this is a great way to celebrate Christopher Columbus Day. Because of his journey, risking his life, we have all been able to share our ethnicities, our culture, and our comedy all around the world. People of different languages, ethnicities, cultures are laughing together in America and abroad. Thanks to you, Chris. Enjoy the laugh. Being a comedian is one of the best jobs in the world, but you have to find new material all the time. Now, if something keeps annoying you, the best therapy in the world is to write a joke about it and make many, many other people laugh at the same thing that was bothering you so much. With that said, this joke comes from that. In this comedy rewind, we go back almost 9 years when I was flying back and forth to shows all over the world, and my ears kept getting blown out by the flight attendants, who to this day still don't know how to talk into a microphone. You don't have to say, ladies and gentlemen, please put your seatbelt. So that's where this joke comes from. Flight attendants that are way too loud. So naturally I thought flight attendants should whisper. And who has a beautiful, whispering, soothing voice? This comedy clip will let you know.
I don't know what happened to the old days with the beautiful flight attendants. What happened to the beautiful flight attendants? They're still out there, but they're a dying breed, okay? Because like in the old days, right, the golden years of flying, the 1950s, beautiful women, blue outfits, come fly with us.
Well, guess what? 50 years later, it's those same women who are still flight attendants. They formed a union, you can't fire them. We went from the golden age of flying to the golden girls are flying. That's what's happening right now. And why do I bring it up? It's a safety issue. That's what's happening right here because they give that safety announcement and they don't care about it anymore. You can tell in their voice. They just kind of grab the mic. Everyone put your seatbelt on, please. Put your tray tables up. They're blowing out the speaker. It's right over your head. They should get someone else just for the safety announcement. Just someone on there with a soothing voice, someone we'd want to listen to. I'm thinking like a phone sex operator would be really fun. Give it a try, right? Wouldn't that be great? Just some girl gets on. Hi, how is everyone? You looked really good when you got on the plane. I want you to put that seatbelt low and tight across your big, strong hips. Can you do that for me? Can you? Yeah? Cinch it down. Cinch it down. If the mask comes down, put it over your face and just breathe. You'd be elbowing your friend, dude, take off your headphones. You might want to listen to this announcement. They have modified the safety announcement. You're like, what's going on? Virgin Airlines my ass. That's what's going on.
Stop what you're doing. It's time to hang out with the best comics in America.
What did you think? Do you approve of my solution? These phone operators are not getting much work lately. They could use a little side hustle. I'll see you at my next comedy show. Peace.
I am glad you guys watched that. And thank you to Arlene for supporting Christopher Columbus with me. We're a dying breed. Have you seen that clip before? I'm just curious because I'll tell you what, I have about 400 comedy clips. And I'm always surprised when people are like, I'd never seen that one, because I assume you have. Every time I re-show it, first of all, if you've seen it once or twice, it's still funny. I give it about 5 times when you're like, all right, dude, no more. But you would get about 5 runs out of it. I've watched it about 200 times because I have to edit it. So if you'd never seen that before, leave that in the comments being like, I never saw that clip. Because that would be shocking to me. It's been on my YouTube channel for 5 years. Let's see what you guys say. Tiffany watches this show religiously and she writes, no, I hadn't seen that before. Amazing. So I'm going to tell you what you can do right now if you're ever in a bad mood so that you don't have to go without comedy and wait for me to do a live to see something funny. This will hurt me because then you'll have already seen every one of my comedy clips, but that's okay. We're going to get new people and I'm going to write new jokes for you. Kirsten Mock, surprised to find out I have a YouTube channel as she watches me on Facebook. Can you believe it? So this is going to be a great tutorial for all of you. Let's share my screen. I'm going to show you how to find my comedy clips so you never have to go without. This is how you find a playlist on YouTube. Here we go. So first thing you do is you go to youtube.com/KvonComedy. Are we seeing that together? Are we okay with that? Let's go full screen. You don't even need me in the corner for this. Watch this. Boom. Okay. Now, you see that little word that says playlists? I spent a lot of time creating these playlists. You click playlist. Now, let's scroll down. As you can see, these are all my late night lives. These are all the Right Show. Quick clips under 3 minutes so that people who've never seen the Right Show can enjoy. Next, we go over here to TikTok act outs. These are people who have recreated my comedy. And the final one we go to is, put in the chats if you can read it. I want you to say out loud, stand-up comedy clips. You click on view the full playlist. And that's one of them. Now I made more than one. Okay, come down here. Come down here to official clips of comedian Kvon. There's even more stand-up there. And so on and so forth. MTV disaster dates. News from my room. These are more like news clips. Funny sketches that I made. And so forth. So you can see all of these different playlists. Find one you like. Work your way through it. These are comedy rewinds. Rewind. Comedy clips from the vault. Click the playlist. Look how many comedy clips you have to choose from. Right there. And they go on and on and on. There you have it. So I'm going to keep putting the videos into the different playlists. So the playlists will be getting longer. But now you know how to find a playlist and work your way around YouTube. That way you don't have to wait for me to highlight a clip for you. Go highlight it yourself. Shout out to Shane Kerwood. Never seen that one before. Been flying a lot lately. So you had me dying laughing. Stoked you're performing in my neck of the woods. Shane, I will see you in your neck of the woods. I can't wait. And Arlene came through, switching to her other account to throw in another tip in the bucket. There it is. All right. The final thing I want to do before I get out of here. I want to highlight people who keep making the show possible each and every week. Watch their name go by. It's just amazing that you guys keep supporting me and allowing me to speak truth and not deal with the radical left industry types. Truth Through Comedy is what we do. We do freedom of speech, which is under attack from Biden and big tech. Therefore, my days here might be numbered. They've already crimped my hose so I don't reach as many people. This live stream right now has a couple hundred people watching. It used to be 700 at a time at any given minute watching. So I'm down 70% viewership. I've changed nothing. So what I want you guys to do is make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube, but also consider joining me on Locals, Rockfin, or Rumble, where they can't stop me. Look at this $100 donor, Lisa Y. Vaughn. Made me wonder if she's like, I'm Lisa Vaughn because you're Kvon. Did you change your name, Lisa Vaughn? Or has that always been your name? Not sure. And if you want to make a one-time donation, you do it on GoFundMe or PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. You can see on the screen where to find those. Podcast listeners, click that little link in the description and you can watch, because I don't want to read it out loud. There's too many things. After the show, we do hang out on Locals. You go KvonComedy.locals.com and we're going to do a little Ask Me Anything. You can have a wrap up and we can enjoy a little more interaction on a more intimate basis. Thank you all for tuning into The Right Show. We do this each and every week. Be sure to tune in next week. Happy Columbus Day. And remember, this is one of the last support groups for normal people. Stay safe out there, everybody. And we'll see you on locals.com in about 3 minutes. Bye-bye.
Please hang up and try again.